All right, that's it. The wait is over. Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader is finally here. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here. Good to see you for our first look at the full release of this amazing CRPG. I've been watching a lot of other content creators and some of my other friends playing this one and thoroughly enjoying it. And after playing the demo a few months ago and enjoying that as well, we're here for a, for me, early look at Rogue Trader, but for you is available now with the link down below in the description. So thanks to the makers of Rogue Trader for sponsoring today's video and sending over an early copy and a key so we can get our first look at it. Now, this game also offers a cooperative mode, which you can play with friends and kind of team up and strategize certain things and create your own characters, and that's amazing. So if you'd like to do that, it is down below in the description, where of course it is available on the PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, Steam. Well, the link will get you to where you want to go, so make sure you check down below. Let's go ahead and jump in to take our first look and create a new game and see what all the customization options there are before we even get started. Now, there's a lot of great backstory here, a lot of incredible art, and I gotta say, I really like the screen that we saw, the splash screen, and all the candles, and the combination of technology and you know, the holiness and the emperor, and you could just feel it. You feel the vibe. The developers have put in an incredible amount of detail into the difficulty settings too, so whether or not you're new or a pro or somewhere in between, you can always customize a ton of stuff to your liking, and that's not only just for your game experience but also for your character. So we have a full custom character creator here where we can customize our character's background, their appearance, home worlds, all the way to like a final review where we can like audit our character creation before we get into the battle. For today's purposes, I think I'm going to pick my favorite, Betrayal here, because of the big old pointy hat. But you can see here that they've got different archetypes like warrior, operative, and soldier, which will give them different abilities. And another great thing here is if you right-click on anything, pro tip, yeah, this is this is one of like literally the first CRPGs in the Warhammer 40K universe, but for it having so much complexity and many different layers, they've made it easy. So you can literally right-click on anything and continuously open windows to find out what what's a ballistic skill. And if you right-click on that, it'll open it up and explain it to you. And then if you're wondering what hit chance is, you open that up, and agility, and so on and so forth. So really, within a few sentences or a few words, the complexity of the game becomes a better cornerstone of understanding. And they've done a great job of keeping the game complex and giving a lot of depth to it without making it where you're going to drown in the deep end. So a big props to the devs for putting in so many great different abilities and backgrounds and flavor and layers, yet making it so that way you understand what you're getting into. Right, well, we're going to go to Betrayal here, where of course we can still even customize this prefabricated character, who then focuses, I think, a little bit more on melee, so the ability to charge and use you know, different things that eventually I think will unlock more abilities. It's an RPG, so clearly our character will have some progression, and we can customize everything about them, including their portrait too. So yeah, you can actually go like into your like an AI generator, or you could just upload a photo of yourself if you want to for your custom images. Like literally, you could just do that and upload your very own portrait if you wanted to, or choose something that's default, even if it's not your character. For whatever reason, you have the option to do that. So again, a big hats off, or rather hats on, for allowing us to be able to do whatever the heck we want. I mean, it's our game, so we should be able to do what we want. It's our adventure. Everything from your character's face and body, skin tone, hair, eyebrows, beard and beard color, tattoos, augmentations, and even their voice. So yeah, they did a good job of really adding the flair and the feel and the blood and the gore, and I think that's pretty damn cool. Not to mention, we can also name our very own frigate. Here it's a sword class frigate, but we can name it something like the Daring Destiny or the Fatum. I'm not even going to attempt some of these names. I don't even know. But I'm going to go with this one here for today. We're going to go with the Unforgiven, and it's time to get into our character audit now. So after modifying everything, you can see, again, going into weapons skill. Just like I mentioned before, if you're wondering what these things are, you just click on them, and you can always go back and change them before you start. And it'll be the same for your friends in co-op, where you can then, again, you know, you could both have the same character or change things up slightly, or have two completely different characters. Again, it's your game, you do what you want, and I think that's something special. So yeah, love that. All the things you'd expect to be here: agility, you know, the ability to use weapons or heal, is all here. So let's get started. So we're starting on the upper decks. Yes, and we're about to get into a little bit of the story. Those of you who saw the demo a few months ago on the channel know what's about to happen, but I won't spoil it. We're going to see it all unfold in front of us. But I did want to show this loading screen because I think it's really cool that they put like a flickering, almost like a classic monitor, from like the 80s and 90s that many of us remember, with things like, again, candle and wires and whatnot hanging all around. I think that's pretty awesome. All right, let's watch the opening cutscene.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Now, a lot of this is voice acted, but some of the things you'll have to read out for yourself, such as your character's responses, but they will be audible during the turn-based combat sections of the game, which is pretty cool that we'll actually be able to do kind of a little bit of real-time movement and then right into some of the other combat sections, which is pretty cool. Truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
I completely agree.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Well, let's give ourselves a formal introduction.
My regards, Commissar. Finding you was a difficult task given your parents' fate and your upbringing in the Schola Progenium. Truly, our meeting is an act of providence, is it not? I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Tell me about the ones whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Oh, does she now? Well, why am I aboard this vessel? Why haven't I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the Rogue Trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor.
Title drop, Rogue Trader indeed. Oh, yes.
I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. your fate.
Is it really now? Interesting. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Well, something doesn't make me trust this guy for sure, but an incredible amount of great writing here for sure. And Owlcat Games has worked very closely with the makers of Warhammer as well to kind of, I feel like they really worked to get the vibe of this one, and I think it truly shows in a lot of this writing. Let's address what he had in mind for us.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Ooh. All right. Well, let's get going. We'll follow him around. We'll follow Kunrad. But before we do, let's look around a little bit. So, again, great detail on pretty much everything to do with tech, candles and incense burning everywhere, and some very interesting games looking at the on the table here. Man, I'm like ready for dinner.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
All right, through the door, I assume, right? That's where he's leading us.
One of the von Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Uh-oh. I'm feeling some combat.
What's happening?
Oh! Wow, they're slaughtering everybody. Red alert!
The servitors have gone berserk!
Whoa.
Death will find you soon enough!
We've been ambushed. Alright, the servitors must be dealt with. Let's get to it then. So they're going to attack their crew members here, and we need to knock out this guy here. But man, look at some of the tanks and whatnot. We actually get to... Oh, we could actually push over there and take a look at some of these. What if we could use these for our advantage? Well, maybe not. But some of them look like great weapons to use. Alright, let's go ahead and push up and do what Games Workshop would want us to do. Let's go ahead and push forward. So, we've started the battle. Some combat here. Malfunctioning servitor heading towards a crew officer and knocking out the other guy. Okay, both of them are dead to death. Wow. That's a lot of tomato juice. Joint analysis. All right, let's push closer.
My tactics are flawless.
So yeah, isometric combat couldn't be better. Can we do anything from here? At all costs. Ah, yes, all of our abilities and whatnot are down here. Cool. So we'll be able to do things like use a pistol shot and or other abilities like personal and other abilities for our team, depending on what we're doing.
All too easy.
There, take that, sir. Let's end our turn. You missed! And you missed! Uh-oh. Well, I think he's about to deserve this. Wow. A claw right through the chest. Alright, let's put him down, boys. Okay, even I missed. Oh boy, this is bad. Point blank too. Hey, but we can see a little bit of our information on our weaponry too. Very cool. Oh, he's going over there. I'm glad he's ignoring me. Let's see if we can finally finish this guy off.
Already done.
And
Not a problem for me.
let's reload just in case. Watch it, he's heading right for you. Oh, we dodged it. There you go. Maybe Kunrad's not so bad after all.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here.
Indeed.
I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Alright, so a little intro combat. Not a big deal. Just showing us how some of our abilities work and how to move around. Standard stuff.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Well, thank you, sir. Alright, let's look around a little bit. Yeah, I think we can check in and see what these turrets are. Beautiful tanks. And look at that. All sorts of different banners around. Love it. Love it. I love it. Ooh. Oh, yeah, so we can learn a little bit more about everything. Cool.
A new challenge for me?
Alright, so the end of the corridor. Well, that's fancy. Wow, look at all the people. It's like a coronation going on or something. And looks like we're heading here. Love the isometric art. Love that we can zoom around and freely look at stuff. It is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Ah, yes, they're having a little commander's briefing or whatnot. Let's survey the room. It looks like there's somebody who has a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone, twitching fingers and twisted face. That slight tick, jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. Oh. Yeah, again, Games Workshop and Owlcat Games have done a good job with the writing. Working together on that for sure. So a lot of this will, require a lot of reading and breaking things down and whatnot. But, of course, to be able to see as much as we can in the shortest amount of time, we will be jumping through some of this. Essentially, what's going to be breaking down here is we're going to be finding out why we're here, who she is, and why she's so important, and what we're going to be doing working together. So we can also use some of our abilities, other things like that. They have, there's passive skills and other things that give us kind of a roll where it's like, 60%, 80% chance to pass or fail, depending on whether it's a conversation or hacking into a computer, those kinds of things. Let's give a straight answer to a simple question. I gave you an assignment on the ship. Please explain to me why you're still dawdling about the officer's deck. She's talking to one of these other officers. She's getting impatient. And for good reason. We're about to be attacked. So that guy basically was just moseying on over to his job. Was it not you who sent for me? I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. Oh. I'm a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor. Mine is to honor the venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light to where powers wicked and heretical reign and bow death and ruin to us all. So we're spreading the good word, essentially. We're not just necessarily a merchant, but a merchant of pain. And renewal, I suppose, for humanity. This is all very sudden, ma'am. But this is all part of the Cronus Expanse, which we can, again, learn about a little bit more, too. The Master of Whispers is related to you? Thank you for clarifying that. May I ask some questions now? Which is, I have no more questions. We could certainly dig into everything and go through all the lore, which I certainly recommend you do, but for now I also want to see some other stuff blow up, including heads. Let's see some heads explode. Here we go! We got a breach. Enemies are on the command deck.
I'll see you terminated.
Indeed you will. And by the way, while all this is going on, we can still look well around other areas where we just were that are completely unrelated. I don't know. I just like the fact that you can kind of see all around, not just being locked into the room, but that we're a part of a battle in a massive ship. Okay, we've been ambushed, so the battle begins. Some of the AIs immediately taking action. Go, Mort. Yeah! Mort has got this beautiful, like, shotgun flamethrower. I don't know what that is, but that is a crazy weapon. And I want it. Oh, another heretic. Good thing they missed us. Alright, so Theodora's taking cover. It's on us to deal with some of these guys, so let's do it. We can shoot from here. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Pistol shot, perfect. Beautiful in every way. More cutthroats. Theodora's pinned down. They're taking cover. Oh boy, they're going to shoot at Mort again. Mort's going to open up a mortuary for all these enemies that we're about to deal with. Oh, a brawler.
I've suffered worse.
Pretty good close range melee damage. Oh, they're only making him mad. More rifles. Okay, Theodora's not to be messed with. And she just used like a shotgun pulse rifle, something. Oh my god, Mort. Wow. My turn. Thanks for being so gracious and saving some for me. Let's see. Nice. Another kill. Perfect. Let's end our turn. I'm sure I want to see Mort. Oh, no. It's going to be Theodora.
Just a minor setback.
Theodora, go. There it goes. Look at that. It was a pistol, but man, that was beautiful.
I took care of this one.
And that should be everybody. Good job, team. And here comes the rest of our security. Where were you guys? Jeez. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Don't let a single Horson survive. Rogue Trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst into the deck. Not bad. Oh. Well, thank you. What's happening? Well, from what I've seen, I can speculate that we're dealing with some very, well, variety of madness induced by warp travel. Yeah, we sure are. So, what are your orders then? Mort's gone on ahead to clear a path for us. You want to make yourself useful, go after him, and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it. You got it. We can certainly do just that. Alright, well, let's go look around. So we can't use the elevator. We need to go back t'other way. Oh, there's actually some shootouts going on. The whole, like, mutiny and rebellion on the ship, but for reasons that aren't necessarily clear just yet.
Victory awaits.
We better get out of here. Taking shots. Nice. Love that weapon. Hopefully we get something better than our pistol, but of course we can also do some pretty good melee if we get close enough. Oh, it's our friend from the very beginning. Kunrad. Hello, Kunrad. Thank Providence that you're alive and well. Always on time, huh? Well, Always just after the fighting's done, you could set your chrono by it. Well, Mort, pull yourself together. What did the Lord Captain send you to Chivius along? We're all done. I'll report right away. Wait a minute. What's going on? Masters of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Vox net is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is there a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! Uh-oh. The madmen have already reached the officer's deck, and it suggests the outrage was planned from in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Oh, they were waiting for the time to strike. Who would attempt a mutiny here, though, during a warp? Lunatics, fools, heretics. The ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. I have the means to do both things at once. Oh boy. So they're trying to basically stop this mutiny, and the people who are, well, just going crazy are trying to take over the officers' quarters and communication, everything that you'd find on a ship. That's not good. I've tried to locate him, but the last thing I know about his movements is that he arrived at Transitional Deck 18. Last. Masters of Whispers, find him immediately. If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring him back, I could use some support. Oh boy. Looks like we're talking now about getting some psycher powers involved. Not bad. Something still doesn't feel right. Alright, it's settled. Find him at Edelthrad and bring him here. Whatever state you find him in, the elevator leads to a restricted compartment such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? I hear and I obey. Then move out. Mort, come. Wow, so we're still fighting this mutiny. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk, and you don't even have proper gear. I'll make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that's no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen. You're consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. Wow, he betrayed us. That dude is in on the mutiny. He's like the leader of the rebellion. Oh, wait till the Emperor hears about this. Probably going to put it on Twitter or something. All right, on to the next section now, where we've been taken hostage, or at least we've been stripped of possibly our weapons and any other armor we may have. Not a good development. Oh, great. And a kick to the stomach.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
What is the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you.
Oh, really?
We are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The warrant of trade.
The warrant of trade. And his master, so he's clearly not the leader, he's just a lieutenant in this whole conspiracy. Well, I have no intention of helping you.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
Really? To the void with you. Fight the voice in your head. Ah, so now we're going to get a little bit of a possible skill check here. Get out, I'm not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mop your desperate outcry. You feel the intruding influence forcing into your feet and making you step closer towards the gates looming in the center of the chamber. Oh, a little form of mind control. So now we're at a control device for the door, but this cable seems to lead somewhere else. Let's use Tech 45. 90% chance to examine the device successfully. And the task succeeded. So before it failed, we've done this section differently through the demo, so the outcome's kind of the same and scripted for this, where no matter what, you'll kind of go down the same path, at least for this part, but it will matter later on, and of course we'll get more experience if we happen to succeed, which is pretty sweet. So they want us to open this chamber behind this door, but well, let's see. There's a dimly lit vid screen to the right of you that lights up, showing the strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. Examine the Sentinel. It seems the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of the unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. Place your hand into the Sentinel's maw. The Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. Wonderful. A few drops of blood fall into the servitor's throat, and you immediately hear humming. Several long minutes pass, and the Sentinel's jaw remains closed.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Ah, this must be the Sentinel. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
I do. Yes. Traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant. Now, this is an interesting part because we could possibly fight these guys as well. You know, there's the potential for that, but we can also use...
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
The defense protocol, yes. Rather than using our, you know, mind and body in battle, we can use our mind and body to prevent a battle by outwitting our enemies. Prepare to fire.
Well, there is still another way.
He's mad. Get out of here, Conrad. And now, the trade warrant.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Look at this thing. It's like on a giant typewriter. It's like reading an EULA or something like that. Wow. One heck of a document, huh? Alright, everything looks okay. They didn't get in. He bailed before he had a chance. Massive heavy doors. Place is pretty cool, though.
None shall stand in my way.
Absolutely. Now, let's go back to the servitor, maybe. They're beeping, though. Are there mines here? Sounds like mines.
Follow my lead.
I'm looking for loot. That's what I'm secretly doing. Let it be known that by my will and by true words of the document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant. To walk bravely first into darkness. To walk steadily the road of thorns. Uh-oh, a drone.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the warrant Sentinel standing by.
Alright, well, I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Really? Are you the warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the warrant Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Okay, so the warrant is very important. Very, very important.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Good. We've sealed the chamber. Oh, friend.
What? Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Kunrad is a traitor.
What?
Yes, he intended to take revenge on Theodora, and the warrant was somehow part of the plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Bandmaster, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
And so it would seem, but he's not here, and we have a mutiny to end.
Indeed. Indeed. That is easier said than done, of course. But seeing one of Lady Theodora's heirs alive inspires at least some degree of optimism. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense.
Ah. Good, we have an axe, an auto pistol, flak chest plate, and a med kit now. Thank you, sir. So now we can check out our character
Doubt is for the weak.
a little bit more.
I am at your service.
We'll be able to command this guy a little bit too. So he's got some different abilities, cleaving and striking with his cool stuff. So yeah, we can see everybody in our party through here. So he does have that med kit, and we have one too. I guess it's a shared inventory. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and equip that axe with a double click. That auto pistol. And that chest plate too. Very nice. And then we can see each character's stats from here. Their weapons. And we can sort all of our equipment and trade between the two if we want to. Very nice. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and heal our friend.
This wound will make a fight. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
And one thing that I hadn't mentioned is that in that screen too, we should be able to see character status or whatnot. And if you're wounded or have some sort of any sort of wound or condition that'll carry over from battle to battle, you can kind of see both good and bad from that screen. And that's how we knew that we needed to heal that med kit. It was from getting stabbed earlier and being knocked out and then being kicked in the stomach and woken up here.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
All right, let's get to the navigator's sanctum. Lead the way.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
Vox Gull is broadcasting. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor, fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Oh, great. More friends and more combat for us.
Or fall!
I will take you down.
Now we get into some real combat. Get your characters into positions. Now we can move and start from wherever we want. So let's have Abelard move over there. And we'll move over here. And we'll have some fun. No more ambushes, so now we get to start in a different way. Nice parry, bro. And again. Alright, our turn. We do have that axe, and we also have a pistol burst. Ooh. Let's give that a shot, literally.
Suits my purpose. Stand the
Oh, absolutely, brother. Woo! Hell yeah. Using half our ammo, but, you know, it is what it is. We could have also used this charge ability, too. Unfortunately, targets are too far here. Well, we'll stand our ground right there. And we'll hold. Oh, this is great. He's got a chain sword, by the way, and that does allow us to use something like strike or cleave. And the cleave ability will work in a circle, so these guys are about to have what we call a bad time.
dominance achieved.
It's a pretty bad time. Heads will roll. This guy's working for HR. That was beautiful. Wow, look at that. Some of these guys are still on fire from before. Alright. I think you're all done here. Just go ahead and hold, Chief. He caused a whopping 0 damage. What? Bro, you just shot your own guy. Oh my goodness. Alright, I don't know what to say. Hello. Let's go ahead and use our swing.
All too imposing me was your biggest mistake.
We should have actually maybe recruited that guy. Not a bad job. Okay. So
Victory awaits.
now we're under our own control again. Navigator Sanctum. To arms! So now we get to go to different locations on the ship. We were here at the warrant chamber, kind of in the middle of the ship. Now we're moving towards the aft. But man, look at some of those big O guns. Alright. And new art for the Navigator Sanctum. Very cool. Oh, what's all that purple stuff?
The navigator's sanctum is directly along the passageway.
Oh, is that a psycher?
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Well, hello.
Master, watch your head.
Whoa.
Theodora, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psycher and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valensis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Neither do I. I have no idea. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt.
Uh-oh.
And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Now hold on, a cook is pretty important. Really. Officer's frequency to all who can hear me. Those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Now we must see if the navigator is well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads.
Warp ice?
What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Let's do it. Alright guys, this has been fun, and this has been our first look, of course, at Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'll leave it to you then to check out the game for yourself with a link down below in the description to get it today. Again, on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, PC, basically. And thanks again to them for sponsoring, of course, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. All right, you guys have been amazing. Let me know what you think of the game down below in the comments section. Have you played a lot of Warhammer games? Have you played this one? What do you think? And let me know if you want me to play more, because I would like to do a more in-depth playthrough of more CRPGs on the channel. Well, thanks again for watching. Thank you very much for your support, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much.